طيب.
And now let's continue up.
Can I see the answers? Can I see the choices? Sorry. Is it D?
It can be D, but for this letter D focuses on how much charge the freeze so battery retains. But the question says we need to know how the salt in the battery enables energy. So we always focus on what does the question, all of them correct in the notes already, but what does the question need? How the salt enables in letter C. As I mentioned, when the molten salt in a freeze salt battery solidifies, become hard at room temperature, energy stops flowing, and if it stops flowing, it can be stored in the battery. يبقى how enables energy storage? Do you know it? Is to make it just like to store or to store the energy in the battery, as I mentioned here. But letter C tells us how, but letter D focus on how much only, but does not explain how. That's why. Get it?
Yes.
Right. Here it's the same. What does the question need?
Can I see the choices? Is it? Mm, is it C?
It can be letter C, but C no. Why?
Wait, B.
Letter B, no.
What?
Yeah, always focus on what does the question exactly need.
A.
Indicate the classification category to tell you
It's
what is the category of this red-legged frogs FWS. That's mentioned in letter D. Likely to soon
huh?
become endangered. Yes, here. This is one became soon, likely to soon become endangered. The California ragged frog is classified as, so it tells you about what is the classification category, as threatened by this one. Is this information already mentioned in the notes? Yes, that's why we take it. But if it is not mentioned in the notes, so it must be wrong. But already all of them mentioned. But what is related to the question itself? Do you mention it? As he mentioned here, look, the California red-legged frog, blah, 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 is likely to soon become endangered, according to FWS. If so endangered, mentioned here or not, it's threatened. And they already said it's endangered, right? That's why. Again,
Yes.
species on the list are classified as either endangered or threatened. Right, but how could the this one in the questions, the red-legged? Yes or no? Yes,
Yes.
this is great. Now we go to the second one. Let me help you. Always a check. What does the question need? The subject and the verb. So she was and reaching across to a black. That means she was trying to reach something. As I mentioned, reaching a black bowl which is piled with them. So joining with, so she is going to join. But how? Does not make sense. Gaining on to get it? No. But the stretching toward, you know, when I want to stretch to reach something by hand, or I use my body to stretch it toward something. And of course, it's not placed to say arrive at. So letter D does not make sense and A does not make sense. So she is going to gain on this ball, or she wanted to touch it and get it to reach it. To reach it, if a stretch here is the best answer. So letter C. You catch it?
Yeah.
Let's find any evidence to help us. He said, Rose, how can you resist them? Look, have this, to have this beauty. And she held out a big one. But she was trying to get something. That's it. Feel it? And he tells here, I'm going to have one of these. But she was going to get the bowl. Do you see him? But so she stretches her body to touch it to get something. Now let's try number two. Let me help you. Let me help you. He said here the team has been able to do what? So the team subject, and this is the verb, and this is the object, as we agreed before. Find the subject, find the verb, find the object to help you. So the team is going to do what with the detailed information about the life forms? So because of the fossils are so preserved, remember, so that cause and effect. So because of the fossils are well preserved, the team has been able to do something. To do what with the detailed information? Is it to occupy, to inhabit, to engage with the information? How? To hoard, collect and hide. But how to collect and hide the detailed information? They are going to obtain them, to get them, to understand. So they are going to collect information or to get information, so obtain. And of course, it does not mean to reserve, because there is no any explanation that they are going to reserve the information or to hide them from any stealing or spies or something else. So it does not make any sense. And here it's opposite. So here to obtain. That's why. Got it? Hello. Hello, do you understand? Hello. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, raise your voice. Come on, number 3. Let's read very quickly.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. My phone was about to fall. Is it D?
So let
It's A.
me, is it A or D? So A, it's correct.
A.
Yeah, that is right. When information flow is reduced. That's right. Come on, number 4.
Um, is it is it A?
So letter A, it's correct. But what means it tenuous? It's a common word. What does it mean? Do you know it? It means vulnerable or uncertain. So the word what
Mm-hmm.
has what? A place. So we need an adjective to describe the place. In historical memory in Britain, partly because it is overshadowed by the much larger concurrent conflict. So overshadowed means just like it was unclear, it was uncertain. So here letter is correct. And you used B and C and D, does not make sense. But we have a problem. What means the letter C? Contentious, what means? It means to cause or to make disagreement. But it does not describe the place disagreeable, or the place make disagreement. No. So here it means tenuous because tenuous means overshadow, uncertain. That's why. So letter A correct. Try number 5. Let me help you. Let's see. He said here are difficult to what? What are difficult to successfully do something? The claims. That is a trap. Here we have are difficult to successfully. What are? So you must find the subject. To find the subject of the sentence, you must delete all the phrases. Here, preposition phrase delete, preposition phrase delete, preposition phrase delete. Look, preposition phrase delete. Do you find it? So between two dashes already non-essential, you can delete. So claims are difficult to successfully do what? Claims means you mean ideas. You see, you theorized an idea. So what is difficult to? Difficult to imagine, difficult to summarize, difficult to defend, difficult to adjust. How can I guess? The author already, the writer gives me information. He said, we know so little about the people. Do you imagine? That is means it's so difficult to defend these claims, to prove, to support these claims. So it must be letter C. We don't have any information here about adjust to change something or to modify or no. Do you have any information about it was difficult to summarize? We don't have any evidence. But here he mentioned that because it rely on significant speculation and guesswork, and that support it's so difficult to support it, so difficult to prove it. So defend here means just like to support in face of argument. When we argue about something, you should give me evidence. He said we know little, and all the ideas based on significant speculation, the guesswork. So letter C is the best answer. Now do you understand? Hello. Let's jump to the next. Now, what is the best answer? Hello, do you hear me well?
Wait 1 second. The underlined part in the question, that's the claim, right?
It can be the claim, but it's not. He said sometimes it was he and the second mate who were not ill, but it was generally he and one other man. And then we have hypothesis. If not he and another man, then it was he by himself. فذات is emphasize that
Let's see.
Harris always boasts about his own constitution when speaking of a previous boat trip. If not he and another man, so it was he by himself. يبقى so here by himself already intensive pronoun to emphasize an idea. Let's find, do we have a reason for eagerness? No. So A is wrong. So if I don't know the answer, find all the reasons. Does it hint or allude to or refer to feeling and the others didn't include him in activities? This part is not mentioned at all. And we don't have any feelings. So all of it wrong. Now it reveals or explains. Although Harris claims to prefer solitary activities when traveling, he actually enjoys having a company. He didn't mention in the underline that he enjoys the company or the group or he loves to be in company or a group of people or live in a community or society. There is no any supporting the underline. So letter D is wrong. That's why. So he
Mhm.
emphasized about boast. And you know, like boast means just like to feel proud about themselves. To boast. That's why. Did you catch it?
Yes.
Right. Now number 7. Here's the function again.
Is it D?
Yeah, did you open your PDF? So letter D. Oh, it must be letter B.
B. Okay.
Yeah, it
I thought of
identifies.
B.
Is it B
I
and the
thought
B and the B
this
correct?
well. I thought of it, but when I was like, no.
That is right, yes. Do we have a conflict between,
Yes.
and what is it? He said here yet,
Um.
and yet means however. However means contrast, means a conflict to opposite ideas. Do you feel it? How?
Mhm.
Let's find. Several studies have found negligible electrical consequences for government that impose fiscal austerity. But European government suffered. And yet, so it means opposite ideas. It identifies, elaborates, explains conflict indeed. But it does not present a long-standing divergence. What is the divergence here in the research findings? The underline does not explain the research findings or any divergence. Do you see? That's why. And of course, we don't have any difference between them. That is right. Now, do we have any difficult word in this text? So,
No.
just like from social science about American politics. That's right. So if you find any difficult word, you can depend on the structure, like we have non-essential information to add more details. We have here present call information to help you. We have relative clauses to help you. So all of these can support it. All right. Here, let's read the question. Based on the text, how would the author of text 2 likely respond to the overall argument in 1? So we need the response of 2. So we need to know what is the main focus of 1 and how author of 2 responded to it. What's his opinion? What's his stance? What did he say about the main focus? Let's read very quickly.
Yeah, it's B.
So you think it is letter B, but I
Yeah.
don't think so. Why not A? So remember, we need the author of text 2. Acknowledge that the author of text 1 has identified a flaw that is common to all graphic. Did he mention that? He did
Yeah.
mention that there was a misunderstanding flaw. Flaw just like misunderstanding of something or a mistake in understanding. Do you know it? Or conflicting ideas or confusion in understanding something. He didn't mention that.
Yeah, I didn't.
But why not to be letter A? By asserting that language plays a more important role in the graphic novels than the author. So we have comparison. So language plays a more important role than the author of text 1. Where is that? He said here, without caption and the dialogue, readers would be unable to understand what is depicted in the illustrations. So we need captions and the dialogue. So no, he said, graphic novels present their stories through both, not only images, but both of them. So he focused on that language is very important in these novels. You found it? Yes, it is. And then he gives you example. A beautiful
Yeah.
as the prose found in many standard novels. So graphic novels qualify as literary. So the text number 2 proves that this kind of graphic novels already qualify as literary text, not images only. You found it? So a search in this one. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
the main focus of the second one, it's not about the storylines of certain graphic novels. Difficult to understand. Didn't mention that. So it's not mentioned in two. So what is a trap or test making? This is a question. We give you idea not mentioned in two. So this is wrong. You see? Or we focus on a piece of information, not all of it. Or it's not related to the question. Sometimes. You feel it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, he does not agree. He disagree. Because he said here, therefore, because all of these evidence qualify as literary. So he disagree. Because he said here not as language. So how? فهو agree. Opposite. So that was what we need from you to know. So here, letter A is the best answer. That's why. So imagine just like we have two people, they argue about ideas, how the second one prove or talk or respond to a specific one. Now let's see here. Which choice best describes what's happening in the text? So we could find just ask about true or false. What is true? What is included? What is excluded? Let's read.
Can I see the answers, please? The choices, يعني.
You can see, of course, if you are using the measure.
Is it A?
So letter A is the best answer. So
Mhm.
it is about the main idea, what is included. So find any opposite ideas or not exclude exactly. Remember, we invent ideas from words in the text, but the idea itself is not mentioned there. So observing yes, and the appearance is explained exactly. That is right. Now number 10, let's answer it and then we'll finish. Here we need to find the reasons. And skeptical like they doubt, they have a reservation about something. Let's find the reason. So while reading, find the reason. Let me help you. So we found it must be letter D.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is unclear that can support the plant life included because he mentioned that here. And so your main focus must be here because he said the concept has faced skepticism. So my answer must be here.
D.
So he said it's too early to tell if they can survive or not. So it was not. Do we have any idea that the plant life ended up being less varied? He was not talking about the variety of the plant life or not. He's talking about can survive or not, can support the plant life or not. So we need something already mentioned in the text, not from our outside knowledge, not from memory, not from our speculation. That's it. Again, letter A is wrong. We need to know why letter A is wrong. Some essential aspects of design are difficult. It is not mentioned there. He mentioned ideas about the design, but it is not the reason as he mentioned here. So this means he is wrong, not supported. That's why. So that is correct. So right now we'll leave the rest of the test for you homework. So you must finish all of the questions plus a new test is being sent to you inshallah. Right? Okay. And now so wait for the homework and exercises and tests. And when you find any trouble, always contact me very quickly. Bye bye to you and stay safe.